Hi y'all, welcome back to Fitness at Home. Let's get ready to do floor work today. All right, you're lying face down, just doing a swimming breaststroke with your arms here. If you want, you can lift the head and chest, keeping the feet down. All right, here your core is nice and engaged, your toes are down, and your arms are just paddling, all the way out to a T position and back. Okay, keeping that core nice and tight. Now we're moving into a trunk stretch, the anterior or front part of the body. We're just going to stretch it out, pushing up on your hands, or if you'd rather, use your forearms for a little bit less intense stretch here. Nice engaged glutes, keep them a little bit contracted, and just allow your toes to lie flat on the floor looking up to the sky. So we're moving into some lower body work here. You just want to think about flexing at the knees, bringing the heels in towards your bottom, relaxing through the neck and the shoulders, but keeping your core engaged so that your trunk isn't moving all over. Then you're going to lengthen the leg and think about lifting from the hips here. That's what I'm showing you as I'm pointing. All right, then we're moving on into a little swimmer's kick here, lifting from the hip. You're welcome to either lift or bring the legs out and in a jumping jack position here. Single leg or double, up to you. All right, moving on to some stretching for your quads. Like you see me doing here, grab the ankle of one leg and bring your heel in toward your hips. If you're feeling up to it, try to lift that quad or that thigh up off of the floor. Remember to do both sides. Then you're going to come into all fours, rocking the hips back toward the heels. Taking some nice deep breaths in and just feeling that nice stretch in the hips. You're doing a great job here. Now you're going to think about shifting your hips from side to side. And while you're doing this, just make sure that you pay attention to how your lower back is feeling. You don't want to over exaggerate the natural curve of your lower back here. So just think about that. Move nice and slowly. And if you want to, you can pause on one side and just take a deep breath. Your hands are nice and stable, your head, neck, and shoulders are relaxed, and then you're just going to go ahead and allow your hips to sink back towards your heels. Let's move into some upper back stretching here. You're just going to get on all fours and just round through your upper back, through your shoulder blade area. Think about inhaling as you round up, bringing the upper back to the sky, and exhaling as you relax back in to a nice tabletop position. Then go ahead and rock your hips back as far back as you can get them to go into a child's pose position, and feel free to use any of the arm positions that I'm showing you here. I just wanted to give you a couple of options for what feels good for you at the time. Just take some nice deep breaths. Enjoy the stretch. Now we're going to flip over onto our back with our face up, and we're just going to work on stretching out our chest and our shoulders here. Go ahead and bring your arms nice and long down by your hip pockets and just reach up overhead, trying to keep the arms as close to the floor as possible. Your option here is to bend your elbows if that works better for you. Keeping the lower body nice and relaxed. We're moving on into some leg work here, and I want you to go ahead and bring your feet flat, knees are bent, and your feet are about shoulder width apart. Just going to do some hip bridges here. Think about keeping your core engaged and just lifting up through the hips. Your neck and your shoulders are relaxed, and you can just have your hands down by your sides, and then you're going to go into some leg lifts here. If you'd like, you can keep the leg long and straight, or you can bend the knee. And then you see that I'm moving my leg in and out. If you prefer, you can keep the foot on the ground and put a soft rag under your heel and just slide your heel. All right, we're finishing up with our hip stretches here. We're gonna do a figure 4. So crisscross one ankle over the other leg, knee is bent and foot is flat. You should feel a nice stretch on the outside of your hip. If you wanna make that a little bit more intense, press down on that top leg or lift that bottom foot and grab behind the thigh. It's up to you. Remember to do both sides. Now you're going to bring both soles of your feet together for butterfly. As you hold this position, just think about relaxing into the position, not overarching your lower back, and just take a couple nice deep breaths in and relaxing the upper body. All right, we're moving into our last stretch of the day here for your lower back. You'll also feel it in your hips a little bit. You just want to lift your knees up and rotate them to one side of your body. Your arm extends toward the opposite direction, and you're going to look at the fingers in the opposite direction as you see me doing here. If you want a little extra resistance on that top hip, lay that hand over the thigh and press down gently. Go ahead and bring your knees up with a gentle rock from side to side in the center, and then lay the legs down on the opposite side of the body. And you'll need to adjust yourself on the mat. You want your knees and your feet stacked. So just adjust yourself as necessary. Try to relax through the upper body, take some nice deep breaths in, and just feel this stretch through the lower back and the hips. Remember, if you ever feel any pain, stop, readjust, and if you continue to feel pain, stop completely. Lengthen the legs and just rock yourself into a sitting position. Take some nice deep breaths in, and excellent work today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again.